last 6 hours or something. So I'm about as mentally stable as one can be when doing that.
Well, I can say that I met with Sam and Sid today and worked on some Impact Award answers, and I got some good ideas from both of them. I got some questions answered from Sawmill, so I'll I'll start like putting final answers together. And we have to write like I have to clean up kind of update Carl's essay for the Woody Flowers nomination. So if any of you have any like moments that you want to share about Carl, just send me a DM on Slack, and share any of your like memorable moments that happened between last season and this season that you want to share with me, because sometimes when we quote those moments, it creates a very powerful statement in the essay.
All right. Well, I think about everyone who's going to come today is here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So all the people that have reacted are here. So let's get started. I lied. One more person. All right. So this is my first time running one of these meetings, but this is our Sunday meeting for the DiscoBots. Week 3 starts now. So agenda, just like meeting schedule, updates, sub team overview, and then we'll talk through some other stuff that we need to get done this week. So are we like, what's the schedule for Lamar this week? Is it going to stay the same, Samuel?
Yep, same.
And Mr. Ascendez, Tuesday, Thursday still works for you?
Still works. It's gonna be pretty solid from now on because I got other things pending here Wednesday and Friday, so I'm now not available those days.
Okay, cool. And then Debaki, I don't know if anyone from Debaki's here, but yeah. Sub team overview. So these are all the people that are kind of leading the charge with programming, CAD, and mechanical. If you guys aren't in the channels that you're interested in on Slack, make sure to join. It's the add channels button under the channels menu, and just make sure to join up and stay up to date with the stuff we're doing. Quick question on Open Alliance. Is there like a schedule that we have, Samuel? I don't know if Greg's here. I don't think so.
Hello. I'm slow, so it's supposed to be like every Tuesday or less, but um, I'll get the one for week 2 and week 3 out by Tuesday.
Okay. Samuel, do you have any stuff from Lamar that you need to post on?
Yeah, we posted ours yesterday. I already
Okay.
spoke with Andy and got that. I think we might do a weekly one, perhaps every Sunday.
Cool. Um, okay. Awards. These deadlines are coming up, so please fill out the Dean's List form, and uh, my mom can kind of tell you more about the other award stuff.
Yeah, so currently I'm working on the Impact Award essays. I have asked students to share their Woody Flowers, like, what we'll do is we'll get together with a group of students and kind of go over the last year's essay for Carl. But if anybody has any moments from this year, just definitely drop in a DM or in the Crescendo Awards channel uh, on those moments, and we'll add that to the essay and kind of clean it up for this year before we submit. And then um, I have to talk to Andy about the Dean's List.
I
That's
think,
all for me. Yeah.
Andy, are you able to present or? Okay.
You want me to do it?
Oh no, like it just he's here now. So
Oh.
that's, yeah.
He's at the airport right now.
Yeah, I guess he'll just like listen in.
Yeah.
I guess here's the non-robot to-do tasks. If you are interested in being involved in any of these, please reach out to Andy or one of us and ask about procurement, or like, I know the website team has been doing stuff. Do you guys have anything that you have to share? Or?
Website, we don't really have a. We know we're doing it on WordPress, and we're starting to just look at other teams for like inspiration for a template, and then hopefully get started on it soon. So
Okay, cool. I don't think any more progress has been made on the merch, and we've been looking into our machine shop stuff and getting more parts, so those things should be coming up soon. For our robot to-do list, we started working on the swerve bot at Lamar on Saturday, like with the final chassis dimensions, and then we've kind of gotten a finalized intake based on the prototypes that we made at Lamar, that Sawmill and the Lamar kids were working on, and then we kind of took it and improved it a bit. We've kind of come up with an idea of what we want to do for the flywheel based on some Open Alliance stuff, and we have more machine shop tests that we need to get done before we really commit to using the machine shop, I guess. So the first people up for presenting, I guess, are Greg and Cedric with the drivetrain and electronics.
I can present for us. So, like Sid said, we started making like a test fit of our drivetrain this Saturday. I guess yesterday, we got all the rails, the skirt, and the drive rails cut. We just need to integrate serve modules. We even got the bracing cut, which is nice. We put gussets on there. We put these L gussets that, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna rivet it on, because right now we have 3-inch screws on all the gussets, and that isn't ideal. So, but all the dimensions are finalized. Update, we have this electronics panel that we finally sort of finalized. This block is gonna be the network switch and the Raspberry Pi. So yeah, I think that was about it that happened with drivetrain, but we finalized it, so that's nice. Still, yeah, one of the things that still haven't been fully decided upon is bumper mounting. We've had ideas for latches, or we like Carl and I looked at a bunch of different robots from Disco's past seasons, so we have a good idea of what we want to do, but it's more trying to actually make it work with what we have. Is a challenge part, but yeah, this is our drivetrain for the year.
Let's show the picture from what we have. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm open Slack.
We can present.
Yeah. Okay, so we made a mock-up of our drivetrain. Everything's attached using 3-inch screws right now. We're gonna when we build the real thing, it's gonna be riveted together. But this is just a mock-up to see all the dimensions that we are 100% set on it, right? Right now it's made out of max tube. Some of the max tube I think we're gonna change out. For example, that max spline on the side, I don't think it's gonna be max spline, for example. But I think like the upper skirt might still be 1/8 the Rev max suit for the 1x1s. Yeah, so that's what we've got for right now. I think the only thing we're missing for being cut is the two 3.5-inch pieces at the back, but those should be pretty quick to make. Yeah.
I saw in the CAD you had a plate with like 2 Spark Maxes each. Are those supposed to attach vertically between the upper brace and the drivetrain? Is that the plan?
I think it depends. I think we're doing vertical mounting for the rear, for the serve models in the back, and then mounting it. Actually, no, it's the other way. I don't know, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
yeah.
the ones at the back, the plate is vertical right? So the Spark Maxes are stacked. How do you explain? Let's just can you open the center?
Yeah, I think I saw it before. Like maybe.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the,
it
the,
was
ba-
it
the
was
back
it
ones,
was mounted before. It's
Yeah.
we took it off just because it was.
the back ones we're strapping the Spark Maxes onto the upper skirt, but the front ones were attaching them straight to the belly pan. That's just because the back like section of the robot is so cramped right now with all the battery and all the spacing you need for to make the wires out of a swerve drive like work.
And also the arm probably.
Yeah, that too. Even before the arm is already is already a challenge to put it in with all the clearance that you need. That's what we did for that one. The Spark Maxer we could move that pretty simply, I think. But if we need some space for other stuff on there.
Okay.
Oh, we also need to order like a lot more Elgussets, but that's besides. We'll get that done. We'll be fine.
I guess-
are a good practice CNC part.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the next thing I guess we have to talk about is the ground intake / indexer. So I think there's two people. So I think I'll go first, and then we'll have the people who are working on the arm that integrates with this intake go, and then Samo can share because, yeah. Okay. So right now, what we have over here is based on the Spectrum design as well as the Lamar intake. So the spacing of these rollers is based on the prototyping that was done at Lamar this week. However, what we've done is we've taken a lot of inspiration from Spectrum's rollers, where we have these dead axle pulleys. This churro stock in between doesn't move at all. It's bolted into these plates, and then you have 3D printed pulleys with bearings on them, and that goes into the Versa roller and gets hot glued and screwed into place. And we've kind of outlined all of the belts and the gears needed to ensure that this motion happens. And everything's pretty clear all the way back to this Neo. And then the other idea that we had was based on the robot robot CAD in 12 days that we saw on Chief Delphi. And what they had done was they had used compliant flex wheels to center their note once it comes in through their under bumper intake. And so we've kind of done a similar concept here with an extra roller down here. So this axle would be a live axle through this gear, and that would just push it into this, I guess, indexer / centering mechanism, which would then feed it into our arm. And yeah, the idea for this plate is that we could laser cut it this week at Westside, get it attached to our test chassis, and have the programming people be able to run autonomous paths. And if we don't want to do like a full-sized intake, we also designed like a practice intake, which is a good bit simpler, doesn't have as many belts or features, and it just runs off of bag motors. And yeah, some of the parts, it'll take a sec to show up, but the idea is that this can be attached to the programming robot so that we can test our path generation and following this week before like it gets even further into build season. But yeah, I guess the next people to share are the shooter and the arm people.
Okay. I'll share my screen.
Okay, can we, while we're doing ground intake, can we actually look at Sawmill's intake? So we can just, now that we have it's all fresh right now?
Okay, sure.
Should I present first?
No, Sam will go ahead.
All right.
Okay. I think something should be visible, hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. Just 1 second, let it load. Basically, I saw what happened before, which is that the initial design of this ground intake did not clear with the mainly with the 1x1 at the top, but then also some other issues. So we spent the week refining it and we tested it some more. Here are the main updates. First of all, the biggest one is that the motor is at the bottom. So it's like most optimized center of gravity all the way down. It still connects to everything. You can see these two belts connect to each other on the back, and then these two connect on the front. And it's the same dimensions, so same like 7.0 inches sticking out, so we don't have to add any more space based on the final drive dimensions. Um, Additionally, we tested at Lamar with the previous version of this intake plate, the one with the motor was at the top, and we saw that notes in some circumstances have a chance to not cross from one stage of the roller to the other because they sag down, even if everything is spinning at the same time. So we also reduced the space between uh, this roller and that so that the notes cannot jam at all in this way. Basically, I think we just reduced it by 1 inch, the gap between the first stage and the second stage. Lastly, we also made it look a bit cooler and make it stronger by putting this triangular pattern on the back. So overall, it should be quite similar to the last one, except it won't interfere with any of the things. Oh, also put this 2x1 extrusion inwards to save more space. And of course, we can mount a bumper over here since I believe the 1x1 skirt was raised by some inches. Now it's 4.5 inches above the drive rails, so it cannot mount the bumper. So this can be a bumper mounting location. So yeah, in the end, it's just I think it's could be ready to cut as a final design since all of the aspects like the compression and the roller spacing has been tested, and it can be continued on into a shooter or indexer. Anyone has any questions about it?
I have a question about the two low intake rollers. Are they in the
Yeah.
same position between the two designs? Are we all using the exact same geometry?
Yes. They're
Yes, they're in the
they're
same
the same.
position.
What about the
And
two
also,
higher
I
rollers?
oh, sorry.
I think the
Are the
two
two
higher rolls might be a little different per design.
They are
But
different now, yes, because we shrunk it.
and the we had discussed like the issue with notes not getting through the intake on Saturday, and what we were deciding to do was just put pieces of polycarb in between the like the rollers, just so that the note slides up and can't get stuck sideways.
Yeah, we tried something like that. We put a piece of wood in the back, but then we saw the wood may work if the robot is staying still, but if the robot's moving, then the note also creates some friction with the floor. So it can mess the path up. Most likely it may not, but we want to plan for every scenario, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we did. Also, maybe another thing to note is the motor is not in the path of the note going up, so the motor and this assembly won't block anything. And also, I saw the dead axle thing on the Spectrum CAD as well. I think it looks good. I would be fine with changing this design to have the churro concept. It looks nice.
I think it's just nice that there's no bearings and stuff on the outplate, so you can just take out the screws pretty quickly.
Yeah,
But yeah.
if something breaks, then you can repair it more fast.
Hmm.
And
So
no need shaft collars.
the main difference between the two designs are the motors and the pulley arrangements, is
Yes.
my understanding. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think the size might be slightly different too, because I was looking at the on-shape this afternoon and it showed 7.5 inches.
It's whatever dimensions that we have finalized on the drivetrain CAD. So
Yeah, however it is, it's no problem.
yeah, I don't know.
It seems like we're so close, it doesn't really matter that much, except for we just need to make a decision and we need to decide on what parts we have available to build it. Um, so maybe this is something that goes offline that we work out with Lamar, and especially like as we decide what to print, because right now we don't have a quick way to print this because the laser is broken a bit. Um, so just be mindful of that, Sawmill, that it will be difficult to just go ahead and make this directly at Lamar right now without a little bit of, or I guess a lot more work than what we're used to with the laser.
Yeah.
But I think what we need to do is progress beyond this in the CAD. If we're generally in agreement that the profile of the note is going to come out about the same way, and we have kind of allocated all the space for all these mechanisms in the ground intake, all that just needs to be reserved so nothing conflicts, even between both intake designs. And we don't have any other, shooter subsystem, climber subsystem stuff that's going to be like getting in that space.
I'm pretty sure the packaging is actually very similar for both of the designs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay there. Then let's just kind of table it a little bit and not let's not get in a hurry to print these yet until we've really kind of decided which direction we want to go with the motors. Well, one, Lamar can't print them anyway, but Westside, you guys maybe want to hold off a moment on this, and maybe we kind of figure out what our priorities are on the ground intake stuff.
I mean, you could use the one for the practice robot though, if you wanted to. I mean, you could actually even print the current CAD plates for the practice robot. Just use, bag motors or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to go a lot of stuff with the bag motors. I mean, if we're going to learn a lot from this, we should just start making this plate and make sure it works and test the version that we hopefully is close to the final version.
I mean,
and learn a
depends
lot
on
from it.
what they can do at West Side since they have the 3D. I mean, the laser cutter.
True. Yeah, we need to decide on parts to see what we could actually. I mean, Westside's got the laser cutter right now, so there's a lot of important things. But let's go revisit the ground intake later. I think you guys are in a good space. Maybe let's move on to the other subsystems. Make sure we understand how it's all going to fit together.
Okay. Yeah. So the next people to present, I guess, are Sebastian, Cedric, and Wutzel, and Driti.